Hey friends, Steph from Steph Wanders Disney here. So recently I was at Disney Springs to sample some of the new Christmas seasonal offerings. And as you know, I'm usually alone, but this time I was not. I actually had some helpers to try and get through some of all of this food. Even though we didn't get to eat everything we wanted to, we certainly did try. So let's just jump right into it. Our very first stop was at Everglazed Donuts in Cold Brew, where they have 9 seasonal donuts, but some are only at select locations. Here in Orlando, there was the peppermint bark, which we were told was the favorite by most people, and it will be the pink one on the shelf that you see there. The Christmas wreath, Sandy the Snowman, the poinsettia, chocolate ice sprinkles, and holiday sprinkles. At limited locations that we did not see with a cookie butter, Santa Belly, and peppermint mocha. But as we all know, as things in Disney Springs can change daily, at least it feels like daily, maybe weekly. So always check back and see if maybe you can find one of those ones. All of those seem to sell for about $6.25 to $6.95. And Everglades has never let us down. These donuts are huge if you have never seen these in real life. We actually had planned to stop back around to try the peppermint bark donut on our way back out, but we were so full we never got the chance. But we did get a lot of good reviews from other guests that were around eating them. I did stop and talk to a few people. So let me know down below in the comments if you had one or what you thought about these. The next stop, I remembered these as we were walking by the boathouse, and this was actually a summer seasonal offering, but they were still here, and I had to snap a few pictures since I just love them. Yes, I am talking about the Duck cups. These are some of the cutest cups. If you are walking around with them, which you can, they are only filled with soda. If you are dining in, then you can get them with an adult beverage. Either way, they are adorable, so I had to show pictures of them. Next on the list that we went to was at Swirls on the Water, where we ordered both the featured ice creams, which are the Mickey Gingerbread Cone for $7.49 and the Tropical Holiday Tree Sundae for $7.29. First up is the Mickey Gingerbread Cone. This is a gingerbread cone with chocolate soft serve, a pomegranate Dole Whip, holiday sprinkles, and gingerbread Mickey cookie. This was very good. Initially, I would have liked a little bit more of the chocolate soft serve, as the one I got had more pomegranate Dole Whip. And if anyone knows me, they know I love Dole Whip. But this Dole Whip tasted more to me like raspberry sorbet, and there was more of it than the chocolate. And it was very, very strong. So it would have been nice to have a little bit more balance. But in saying that, the flavors went very well together. The gingerbread cookie on top was super, super soft and very yummy. We all tried it and we all agreed that it was very, very good. And there was no hint of the gingerbread anywhere else in the cone until we actually bit into the actual cone itself, where the only part was the little candied part around the edge, which is where the sprinkles were stuck to. And I'm glad that they did it that way because everything had so much gingerbread in it, that it was nice that this was done this way. Now for the tropical holiday tree sundae, which is a waffle bowl with lime Dole Whip mixed with coconut soft serve, a sugar tree lights, graham cracker crumbs, and a sugar piece. Looks wise, this was super adorable, like Santa oat suntanning on the Florida beach. Ours came with 2 Santa sugar pieces though, so maybe he has a twin out there somewhere. I mean, he has to get things done in one night, right? So why not two? Um, anyways, this one I was the least happy about trying just because I'm not a huge coconut fan, but I do like lime. So my little helper, the one that was wanting to try this, loves both. So we did dig in and give it a good shot. It is very coconut forward with some actual large pieces of coconut in the soft serve. I'm still not sure how I feel about that, but that aside, the lime Dole Whip was very good and paired well with the coconut. And the sugar pieces were standard sugar pieces. You know, I'm not sure anybody really eats those, maybe. But it made for a super, super cute bowl. The waffle bowl was fresh and crunchy, and the graham cracker crumbs gave a slight kind of like key lime vibes. Um, so, all in all, it was a winner, and it was a very cute winner at that. Caution though, if you really don't like coconut, you might want to stay away from this one or just eat the lime parts like I kind of did. Around the corner was Marketplace Snacks, so we wandered by there for the Sven Reindeer Food Waffle Sundae for $9.79. This is a bubble waffle stuffed with vanilla and chocolate soft serve, white and dark chocolate coated pretzels, Christmas colored mini M&Ms, cinnamon cereal, think Cinnamon Toast Crunch, marshmallow sauce, and white chocolate coin with Sven on it. This one was a little disappointing, and I think that they could have done a lot more with this. I also took a picture of the traditional menu, so if you're looking for a bubble waffle, you can see what other offerings are there, and they're around year round. And I think some of the other standard items actually have better flavors and are cuter than this one, to be honest. This one was just kind of basic to me. This is probably a pass unless you have a really big diehard Sven fan in your group, or you're just really, really wanting some chocolate or a bubble waffle. The biggest stop on our list, and always a hard one as we can never eat everything that we have to offer, is Amorette's Patisserie. If you haven't been here, this is where you can get all the cute little Mickey Dome cakes and the pretty little petite cakes and all sorts of seasonal and non-seasonal treats. We knew that we couldn't try them all, so we opted for the gingerbread house petite cake, the mini petite dome, the peppermint bark cheesecake, and the snowman pastry. Those were all picked from our group and just different things that we all wanted to try. First up was the gingerbread house petite cake for $24. If anyone knows Amorette's, they know how to do an amazing job with these petite cakes. They are very Instagrammable, but they usually taste very good too. This cake is gingerbread chiffon, marshmallow mousse, milk chocolate mousse, salted caramel crispy pearls, mini M&Ms for the decoration on top, and there's some chocolate sauce along the inside of it as well too. After all the gingerbread offerings that we have been getting, we were pretty gingerbreaded out. But I had some reviews from other guests, and everybody seemed to like this. It is very gingerbread forward. But they said it was pretty airy, and the marshmallow mousse helped to break up all of the flavors a little bit. The next one on our list that we tried was my current pick, is the mini petite dome for $11. This little dome was a last minute pick. I couldn't decide. I thought maybe I wanted the frosted rose, but the frosted rose is the same as every other rose that changes with the season. So I've had several of them, which is like a dark chocolate with raspberry filling and the chocolate bottom. And they're good, but they're the exact same every time. So I thought I would try something else. So we just kind of went with this one. This is a white chocolate mousse dome, raspberry filling, and vanilla chiffon filling. This was just okay. I would personally not order this again. The flavor was okay once I got to the raspberry on the inside of it, but there was something about the gelatinous outside. I'm not sure if it was like fondant and then covered with like a gelatin covering, but it was really gummy and kind of chewy. And I'm a really big texture person, and I just couldn't get past that part for me. So if you're okay with textures, you might be okay with this. Otherwise, the flavor was okay. It was just the texture that was kind of odd for me. So I would probably not order this again. The next offering was the surprise, and the star of the show was the peppermint bark cheesecake for $9.75. To be honest, if we knew how good this was going to be, I would have ordered several of these. It would defeat the purpose of this video because, we would have been full on peppermint cheesecake, but, sometimes you have to do what you have to do, right? This peppermint cheesecake has a chocolate cookie crust, a dark chocolate mousse, dark chocolate peppermint bark on the top, and it was amazing. This was like an 1,000 out of 10. Just enough peppermint, silky texture, the sweetness offset by the dark chocolate. If you're only going to try one thing from Amorette's out of all of these, I know some of them are probably prettier than this one, but you have to have this peppermint cheesecake. Unless you don't like peppermint, of course, or cheesecake, and then you're probably not wanting to eat this. Last one at Amorette's is the snowman pastry that we tried for $8.25. Our little snowman kind of looked a little worse for wear, even though we barely walked 5 feet. But he was getting a little cracked already, and his little hat was falling off, but we did the best that we could. But we have had this little snowman, and if you have been to Amorette's, you have probably had this little snowman many, many times. This is a cookies and cream mousse chocolate brownie with dark chocolate crispy pearls on the inside. In other words, he's made of the gray stuff. If you have ever eaten at Be My Guest in Magic Kingdom or any of the other cute little had any of the other cute little seasoning offerings at Amorette's, this is one of those. They seem to recycle these every season, and they just throw a different decoration on it. and that's what this is. That's the snowman. So if you remember back, I'm going to flash this picture up here. Yep, this is the little ghost guy at Halloween. I was here for the Mickey Not So Scary Halloween party and purchased this little guy. It is the exact same thing. The exact same chocolate bottom with the crispy pearls with the scoop of the gray stuff. They just threw a sheet on him and made him a ghost. So if you've had any of these kinds of things, you've had this one. Just in this case, they rolled him in some powder and stuck a nose on him and a hat and made him into a snowman. That being said, it's not mind-blowingly good, but it's good. It's cookies and cream mousse. It's gray stuff. And chocolate isn't bad. So points for cute factor. I mean, maybe not ours. Ours was kind of beat up, but mostly points for cute factor. This is where we pause for a few minutes to walk around to try and make some room for some more food. And I did add some clips to the end of this food review if you would like to see some of the trees and just some random videos that we took. I will do another content video on some merchandise and some other things that we saw. But in the meantime, we just needed to make some room. We then decided that we were going to try and get see if there's some walk-up reservations at Chef Art Smith's Homecoming, which is a very good favorite restaurant of ours. They generally don't have a lot of reservations open, but my tip for this video, at least, would be to always try to do walk-ups. We have had really large successes with doing walk-ups, especially at Art Smith's, and like other times, they did have an opening for us. So we were able to have dinner here for tonight. Another tip for you if you're trying to get in and they don't have reservations left on the Disney My Experience app would be to go to OpenTable. A lot of times, a lot of the restaurants here do have reservations on OpenTable, but just beware that if you're trying to cancel last minute, they do charge more than the Disney My Experience or if you no-show. So just keep that in mind. We were pretty full from our snacks, so I decided to have a salad, which I have never had at Art Smith's before. Generally, you go to Art Smith's, you go for good old Southern food. So salad is usually not something that you think of, but I decided I was going to try it this night. So I had the fried chicken salad for $22, which was crispy fried chicken over mixed greens, pecan smoked bacon, egg, heirloom cherry tomatoes, red onion, and cucumber tossed with icebox dressing, house-made croutons, and fresh herbs. Now, I did not get cucumbers. I asked for it without because I don't like cucumbers. But y'all, I do not know what kind of dressing or voodoo magic that they put on that salad or that they worked in that kitchen, but that is probably one of the best salads that I have ever had. The dressing is phenomenal. Like there were no words. It was so good. And it's not because I was weighed down with all kinds of other stuff that we had already had. I do eat a fair amount of salad anyways. This was really, really good. So this is not something that normally I would eat here, but I am so glad that I did this night. Another in my party ordered the Art's Famous Fried Chicken for $34. This is the buttermilk brine chicken for 24 hours and then perfectly fried and served with creamy mashed potatoes and cheddar drop biscuit. This was amazing as usual. Nobody does chicken like Art Smith's, and I think most people know that. But those mashed potatoes, we may have died and gone to heaven. I think we all three agreed on that. So good that the third member of our party ordered just those mashed potatoes for their dinner. That's not even a joke, guys. That happened. My only disappointment I noticed this time in Art's new menu was their famous chicken and donuts, which I have had before and absolutely loved. But what they changed on the menu was that instead of these small little mini donuts that you get and the syrup on the side, it says on this menu that they changed it to one giant big Everglazed donut. So that was a little sad for me. I don't know. It's just not the same thing. Otherwise, the food was amazing as usual, and we got up and moved on. We were officially full, but we had, well, one and a half more stops before we were done. We decided to stop and check out Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. We love Jock Lindsay's. Now, we were too full to eat, but you have to just go and check it out because it's always done up so well for Halloween or Christmas or whatever it is. It's always so done up. There's no reservations for this place, but you can just walk up. Sometimes there's a line, sometimes there isn't. I did include a picture of the menu that they had sitting outside because their food is amazing. And from all of the other people I know that have been, their seasonal food is always good, and this is no exception to that. It was absolutely amazing. I've heard that the cocoa flight there, which is on the bottom of that menu, is absolutely phenomenal, along with the deviled eggs and a whole bunch of other things they have on there. So if you have a chance, please go to Jock Lindsay's. Then we did actually make it to our final destination stop, which was at the Noshery. We decided that we needed some chocolate to take with us, and there was a whole bunch of things going on there, so we decided to make a little pit stop. She also had some hankering for some hot chocolate, so we just thought we would just make one stop and just take care of all of that. When we stepped into the Noshery, they were making these cute little delightful chocolate peppermint s'mores for $9, which I've included a video of that. They are chocolate graham crackers, toasted house-made marshmallow, and melted peppermint bark, made to order, or you can take it to go. And they were super adorable. You can see from the top, he was dusting them with these little Mickey swirls. Super, super, super cute. We did get that hot sipping ganache, and if you've never had real sipping chocolate, you have to try it one day. It is velvety and smooth and rich. It is nothing like, your standard hot chocolate that you buy from the store as a powder or whatever. This is actually melted chocolate with cream. This comes as a small for $6.50 or a large for $9. I did include a picture, and we got the large one. We shared it. It was so good, and it is really, really nice and warm, especially on a cooler night, which it was the night that we were there. We also cited some of the signature piñatas, which are always fun, and they have seasonal ones. These change throughout the year. And one of the newest ones that we saw was the Sorcerer's Apprentice Chocolate Piñata for $35. This is made from milk and dark chocolate with crispy caramel pearls. And for anyone that hasn't seen these, they come in a little dome. You take it home with you or wherever you're going, and you smash them open, and there's little chocolates inside, which is why they're a piñata. This also comes as a seasonal soldier for Christmas. And I think the chocolates on the inside for that one were gingerbread. And they also had some leftover poison apple ones from Halloween at a reduced price. I think they were $28 for those ones. I think they only had a few left up on the shelf on the left-hand side for anybody that was looking for those. And they may be sold out by now at the time of this video, but there were some there. We decided to get a box of 6 chocolates. Now, the chocolates at the Noshery usually are $3 each or 6 for $16. And then I think they have an even more reduced rate if you get more than 6. I included a picture of the current menu, the seasonal Christmas menu at this time, so that you can see, if you're planning on going, what you would like to pick from. We decided on peppermint, gingerbread, pistachio, sticky toffee, milk chocolate, which is that little Mickey one there, and Egyptian sea salt. The highlight, I think, for us were the peppermint, the pistachio, and the Egyptian sea salt. The Egyptian sea salt was very, very good. That was probably my favorite. And that's it for our trip to Disney Springs. All my Disney friends, as we know, things change almost daily or weekly in Disney Springs. So leave a note in the comments what you found or what is new or what has changed. And you never know what you might find there. I hope this helped you, and if you have any questions about your planning, feel free to make a note about that in the comments, and I'll try to help you, and I hope that this does help you plan. Thank you for tuning in, and I look forward to covering more of this with you and finding new snacks as we go forward. If you get a chance, please feel free to hit that follow or subscribe button. As always, it is free to do, and it does help support my channel. Thank you, and happy wandering, friends.